City of Marine City, the commission meeting to order, Marine City Fire Hall, regular meeting Thursday, November 21st, 2019, 7 p.m. Can we please have a moment of silence? And we also did lose a police officer this week in Detroit. He was shot and killed, so please keep his family in our thoughts and prayers. And let's please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Vandenbach.
Here.
Commissioner Bryson is absent. Commissioner Hendrick.
Here.
Commissioner Callahan.
Here.
Commissioner Clausen.
Here.
Commissioner Merchant.
Here.
Commissioner Verkaman.
Here.
City Manager Levin.
I'll make a motion to excuse Commissioner Bryson. Support.
Motion support, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Moving on to approval of the agenda. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Support.
Any questions or concerns on the agenda? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Moving on to public comment. Anyone in attendance is welcome to address the City Commission. Please state your name and limit your comments to 5 minutes. This is the time for you to raise issues. The Commission will not respond, but issues will be followed up upon as necessary. Anyone like to speak?
Mr. Mayor, during public comment, all comments should be directed to and through you.
Thank you.
Hi there, Thurs from 430 South Water Street. I'm here tonight just to kind of give you a synopsis of a meeting that we had yesterday for the Community and Economic Development Board. We are excited to be able to tell you that in 2 weeks from now, we're going to be presenting a couple ideas to the commission, one regarding the kayak launch, which we are proposing and supporting, and hopefully getting your support on. And another one will be regarding the large ship docking, some of the wonderful soundings and research that we've done in that area and possibility of bringing large ships to Marine City right off of the Lighthouse Park. So we are putting that information together, and we're looking forward to presenting that to the commission at the next meeting. Just wanted to give you a heads up.
Okay, thank
All
you
right,
very much.
thank you.
Anyone else like to speak? Hearing none, we'll move on to approval of the minutes for the City Commission, November 7th.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to approve the City Commission regular meeting minutes of, from November 7th.
Support.
Any questions or corrections or deletions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Carried. Moving on to the next one, the consent agenda. And just a reminder that we have to pass it as a whole, without question. Can we get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to approve the consent agenda, items A through C as presented.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Oh, wait, that's a roll call vote, please, I'm sorry.
Commissioner Hendrick.
Yes.
Commissioner Callahan.
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen.
Yes.
Commissioner Merchant.
Yes.
Commissioner Verkaman.
Yes.
Mayor Vandenbach.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Moving on to financial business, including payroll, and I don't know the number. I just got it.
It's right on the cover sheet.
Can I get a motion to approve?
Yeah. I'll make a motion to approve the total disbursements, including payroll, for a sum of $408,227.59.
Support.
Motion and support. Any questions on it? I know we did get it late.
Just to clarify, that is the disbursements including payroll and the encumbrances.
No questions, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Callahan,
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Merchant,
Yes.
Commissioner Verkaman,
Yes.
Mayor Vandembosh.
Yes.
Commissioner Hendrick.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, moving on to the second reading of 4 ordinances, or 5. And the first one's going to be ordinance 2019-012, Construction Board of Appeals, and this will be the second reading. Can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Support.
Motion support, any question on this one? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Clausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Merchant,
Yes.
Commissioner Verkaman,
Yes.
Mayor Vandembosh,
Yes.
Commissioner Hendrick,
Yes.
Commissioner Callahan.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, moving on to ordinance 2019-13, peddlers and solicitors. Need a motion to approve for the second reading.
So moved.
Support.
And motion support, any questions on this? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Merchant,
Yes.
Commissioner Verkaman.
Yes.
Mayor Vandembosh,
Yes.
Commissioner Hendrick,
Yes.
Commissioner Callahan,
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Moving on to ordinance 2019-014, golf carts and off-road vehicles. And again, this is a second reading. I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Support.
Questions and concerns on this? Lisa?
Were you able to resolve at least one of the issues that I had?
So what was brought up at the last meeting was a concern about this ordinance being a little over-limiting from the perspective of people with ORVs and ATVs being able to access both sides of the river in Marine City and also the townships in the outskirts of Marine City. A couple of the issues here is that one of the bridges is M29. Obviously, that's regulated by the state. It's a pretty narrow road and has some visibility issues. In conversations with the attorney and the police chief, they weren't really in favor of that as an option. We do still have the other bridge, the one on
Biff.
the south, yeah,
The
Biff
Biff.
Lagoon Bridge, yeah. The southern bridge.
Bridge Street Bridge.
Yes. So the other issue with being able to access the township from our roads, both on Chartier and west, there's a section where it's 35 miles per hour. And if we maintain the restriction in the draft ordinance at 25, there would be, in essence, a bit of a gap for people to be able to get from Marine City to the township. Talking to the attorney, probably the easiest option for modifying this ordinance would be to change just the number from 25 to 35. There aren't a lot of streets that it's going to impact. It's really just those 2 streets, so it's a relatively easy fix if that's something that the board is agreeable to.
So can we do that?
Can we make it,
You can
Pass this
make a
amendment.
motion to pass this with that amendment.
you want to adjust your,
Yes, I'll adjust my motion for that adjustment to 35.
in second, still there?
Support. Yep.
So we're
Okay.
changing from 25 to 35. It's the only change, okay.
It's great.
Anything else? All right, you all know I'll be the fun police on this one, but if there's no more questions, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Verkaman,
Yes.
Mayor Vandembosh,
No.
Commissioner Hendrick,
Yes.
Commissioner Callahan,
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Merchant.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, moving on to ordinance 2019-015, traffic and motor vehicle distracted driving. And this again is a second reading. I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Support.
Any questions on this one? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Mayor Vandembosh,
Yes.
Commissioner Hendrick,
Yes.
Commissioner Callahan,
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Merchant,
Yes.
Commissioner Verkaman.
Yes.
Motion carries.
And then moving on to the last one, which is ordinance 2019-016, traffic and motor vehicle super drunk. It's again the second reading and adoption. Can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Support.
Any questions on this one? Hearing none, roll call vote again.
Commissioner Hendrick.
Yes.
Commissioner Callahan.
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen.
Yes.
Commissioner Merchant.
Yes.
Commissioner Verkaman.
Yes.
Mayor Vandembosh.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right. Moving on to an update from Homeland Security and Emergency Management. And this is Justin Westmiller, our director.
Good evening, everybody. Apologize for the interruption there right at the beginning of the meeting. We have a spill in Canada, and it's impacting our water plants, so we're working on that. All right, so this evening, first off, thank you for having me. It's the first time I've had the opportunity to speak to you all, so I appreciate your time. I promise to keep it short. I'm not really going to talk to the document. I did provide you the document in PowerPoint form just to you to reflect back on. But obviously, we had a very trying spring and summer in 2019. And the way it's shaping up in 2020, the winter of 2019 and the spring and summer of 2020, we're probably going to be in for more trying times again next summer, next spring and summer. So the reason I'm out here tonight is to talk a little bit about what we can potentially look forward to in the coming months and how we're going to work through that together as a community and as partners. So we met with the Army Corps, the U.S. Coast Guard, the Canadian Coast Guard, the MSP, EMHSD staff, and all 7 Southeastern Michigan emergency managers the 12th of October. That was a really pretty decent meeting, and basically what we were looking for was what can we expect from a response capability from the U.S. Coast Guard and the Canadian Coast Guard during the wintertime ice situation, especially for communities like yours, when we know we're going to get ice piling up in the river here in Marine City and down south in Algonac, right there where the river curves through towards the North Channel. Being from here and being a retired Coast Guard commander, I twice was the ice officer here in this area. I'm very familiar with how that works and how it stacks up. And we can have 30 feet of ice all the way to the bottom, and the river can literally stop and shoot up 3 to 4 feet. And with us being at 577.3 right now, that 2 to 3 feet will literally put us in places that we don't want to be, because we will have significant first floor flooding at least if we get 3 extra feet on the ground when we're already at 577.3. Okay, so how do we help our communities? We will be in trouble if we get that 3 feet. So what I've asked the Coast Guard to do is, can you please help us and ensure that we have a cutter within 4 hours? And they said, no, we can't promise that. And I knew that was going to be their answer, right? They have 4 Coast Guard cutters between the 2 Canadian cutters and the 2 U.S. cutters, basically on this half of the Great Lakes. From the break at Huron, Michigan at the top, all the way down, that's what they have. They have 2, the Nia Bay, the Bristol Bay, and then they have the Risley and the Griffin. That's what they have. Usually midwinter, either the Risley or the Griffin goes into layup to get fixed because they always break, and that's nobody's fault. Ice breaking's hard business, okay? So what they promised is that they should be able to get us an icebreaker within 8 hours. Well, a lot of bad stuff can happen within 8 hours, so what we have to do is ensure that we are ready to respond for our community in that interim and help people either get away from the water or work with them to ensure that they're ready to do what they need to do to protect their properties beforehand and in the process of that potential flooding. So as many of you know, we've been working with the communities and getting the word out as much as possible to do things like get everything that means anything to you off the first floor now. We did that all summer, last summer. We're asking people if they put any sort of protection down, like sandbags or barriers or anything like that, leave it. Do not take it up, okay? And I appreciate that you're recording this today. Get that out to your community. Do not remove your protections. Leave those in because they're going to be very useful again as we continue through this process. we've already started wintertime because we've already had snow days, right? We're already building ice in Lake Superior. So for anybody who was planning on it being a warm winter, I think your plans are not going to work out. Okay, so instead of hoping and praying, we're gonna plan and focus on how to protect ourselves. Okay. What we do know is November, the last week in November, the first week in December, we expect a really significant weather update on what we can expect throughout the rest of the winter. And we are getting that from the Weather Service. Their Climate Prediction Center should be providing us a significant update by the first Monday in December. That's what I was told to expect from Rich Pullman. So that's something to look forward to. I wrote it on here. We can talk about it all we want, but we all know that as the water comes up in the Big River, it will backfill the Bell River, right? So those people are in there, they could be in danger as well. So we know to focus on the people on the Big River, but we also have to focus on the backwater areas. That's in our plan, and we will not forget about those people as well. For the people that I talk to and work with all the time, Dave knows that I answer my phone at 3 o'clock in the morning, just like I answer my phone at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You will never catch me, you will always catch me awake. It's weird, but it's my thing. The one major thing that I want to get out to our communities is if you have an opportunity to get flood insurance, get it. There's a 30-day waiting period. Sometimes there's a 60-day waiting period, but there's always a 30-day waiting period. If you don't have it and you can purchase it, get it, please. It is worth it. Protect your property, protect your dwelling, and then understand that that flood insurance does not protect the contents inside your house. So there are insurances available to protect the contents inside your house, but that is a separate policy from your flood insurance. So just understand that if you are in an area where you can purchase flood insurance, do it. It is potentially expensive, but it is cheaper than losing your house because your normal home insurance will not protect you in a flood situation. So other than that, I just wanted to kind of talk about that a little bit. I wanted to hit the point on flood insurance, and I wanted to keep it timely because I wanted to be able to answer any and all questions that the council may have. So any questions?
I do have one point,
Yes, sir.
and you and I have talked about it. We need everybody to realize that we need to protect your home.
Yes.
We're not trying to protect recreational property, seawalls. We're there to protect your residents and where you live. I mean, that's the most important thing, is to have a roof over your head. And to try and sandbag and protect the boathouse, or that's not what Justin's trying to get equipment and resources for. We're trying to protect homes and lives. Lives number one, but
first.
yes, lives priority. And as the assistant chief, we do river checks every 2 hours once it starts to pack in with ice. So every 2 hours, you'll see a grass truck or fire truck drive by, and we check the water, and we're hoping for a warm winter.
We all are. So absolutely, I didn't mean to interrupt you. We're always hopeful, right?
Right.
But on the back end of that, we are working and planning and preparing every single day at the office and in my sleep, most of it, and everything we can do to make sure that our communities are safe.
But we are monitoring the situation. Jim's guys help us out in the city. We run out to the townships and check, and run down to the state park, because that's basically where one jam actually kind of happens almost every year there. So we're constantly checking and rechecking. So if you see us driving around with lots of coffee to keep us going, it can be a long winter.
Yes, sir.
Does anybody have any more questions for him?
I guess it's not so much a question for you, but, so it's obvious that people need to figure out how to sandbag and get whatever, and I know we don't always provide all that, so where can they get anything? What can they do to prepare?
So we do have tutorials on our website on how to do, how to conduct that, how to do that process. So we can make that available. We also my staff can literally show people how to do it. The Army Corps of Engineers will also come out and provide training should we need it as well.
Okay.
Can you-
They don't,
one
they
sec-
don't provide,
Mike, can see what he needs. I don't, he's called and texted me, so, thank you, I'm sorry.
that's okay. I know years ago when we had all the flooding, they used to provide stuff. I understand they no longer provide materials anymore.
I'm sorry, the Army Corps?
Yeah,
So they will provide materials for public infrastructure.
okay.
Because we are qualified for direct assistance
Yeah.
right now in
But
our
not
entire county.
residential.
But not residential, that's
Like they
correct.
used to, yes.
That's correct.
So people have to prepare themselves.
That's correct.
So that's the only thing, especially along Bell River and the Point. That's the
Yes.
two biggest areas that we need everybody to,
They have provided us a good amount of free sandbags because what they've come across is throughout their region, they've come across sandbags that are out of date, and they have graciously given us those, donated those to us free of charge, which we've very much appreciated. And so they have given us some supplies for free, but that is not a normal practice anymore for them.
And I think it would be prudent for us to get in contact with Clay Township because they have bought a lot of materials. Maybe we can get their resource information if people need places to look to buy sandbags, and we could probably provide that at City Hall for them, for people to look things up.
I know at one time Lumberjack also was providing or selling sandbags.
Yeah.
It's getting the sand and all the stuff to fill it is the next issue.
And we do have quite a bit of that information as well, so we can provide that on our website too.
So you just mentioned your website again. You want to talk, because you're obviously.
Yeah, so it's beready.com, and that actually is linked right from the county website itself. We created a link right on the front page of the county website, so it's very easy to get to, but it's beready.com. It's pretty easy to get to.
Can we add that as into ours?
Yeah, and I'll send you a link on it.
I think we do.
Yeah, there is a link already. You guys already have a link from your homepage
Okay.
directly
It's
to our.
Be Ready 72, right?
I think we may have dropped the 72, but I don't know. But either way, you have a link already on your homepage. I saw it today when I was on there.
Okay.
So,
We can put on Facebook.
Anyone else have any more questions or comments?
Well, I think just like you said, they have to be aware of protecting the house. Sandbag your windows, the crawl space and stuff.
Yes.
Put a pump in there, you can pump that out, but you're not gonna pump the whole river.
that's
And
correct.
people want to sandbag first,
Yeah.
the seawall.
Yeah, don't do
and-
that.
And that doesn't help, that's not gonna help you.
The only thing you're going to do is lose the sandbags into the river. That's
Yeah.
all you're going to do. Yeah.
So that, I think that's the hardest thing, to get them to know that they have to have a sump pump in their crawl space. And
Right.
Well, thank you very much.
Yes, sir. I appreciate your time.
Commander, you have a second?
I do.
Always ready with a Coast Guard emblem flag. I would not expect you to be wearing this at 2 in the morning. Always ready.
All right, moving on to the city manager's report.
Over the last week, I have attended the Community and Economic Development Board and a meeting regarding the ferry. No significant updates on that, but there are still people that are working to make something happen. TIFA meeting that was scheduled this week did not have a quorum, so we'll try again in December for that. I went to a meeting about new aerial photos that the county will likely be doing next year in 2020 as part of a statewide 20% update that they typically do. There could be an opportunity for us to get upgraded resolution for our overlays through that process. Curtis McBride, our auditor, was in the office on Monday, working with our new finance director and our contracted one as well. Spent quite a bit of time with them, working on some of the documentation. There'll still be some bumps in the road and things that we're working on. Obviously, it's going to be a slow process in the beginning to get their feet wet and figure out where everything is and get things moving. I'd like to really thank everyone in the office. Everyone has pitched in an amazing amount and has helped out as much as they possibly could, especially Kathy and Michelle. They have really jumped in and been so helpful with some of the information that they learned from Mary Ellen to help pass that on. Kathy's really stepped up as well with helping out with the building department, all the people that come in with questions. If I can just ask everybody to be as patient as they can, because we're still trying to work things out and determine if we are going to get a building clerk in the office to help out at all. Also, certainly want to thank Megan and Aaron. They've both been putting in so much time and effort. It's been a unfortunate, very busy time for us between getting the tax bills, the revenue sharing reporting that's due to the state, or else we won't get our revenue sharing from the state, and then also just the regular bills and course of business. So we're working through that. Fortunately, the tax bills we did get printed, so they will be going out hopefully next week. The revenue sharing, I've just got a little bit left to do on that report, and we'll definitely have that in by the December 1st deadline. Working on payroll and pension payroll as well. I'm getting Megan trained on that. Obviously, that's going to be a slow process in the beginning, and talking to Curtis, I think there's some ways that we can hopefully refine the way that we do that and make the process a little bit quicker. The Kaboom grant location was approved for the location change to behind the library. Unfortunately, they did not approve additional funding, so as we get a little bit further into that process, we certainly will be looking for volunteers to help offset some of those costs.
Yes, Lisa.
Regarding that, are you talking about doing that within the springtime? Or what's the timing?
I can't remember the time frame when it has to be completed, but more than likely that would be spring or summer.
Okay, so we got this winter to try to work on scrounging up all the volunteers that
Yes.
we can. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what I was looking for. All right.
Anyone else have any questions for the city manager?
Yeah. I want to know if he found out anything about the hours for the building official.
For the building
If we want to
official?
come in and see him.
We don't have set hours yet. He said he was looking at probably, he'd be in our city on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So I don't have any hours yet. He's still kind of playing catch up and figuring out workloads and everything. So hopefully we'll have that soon.
And the other one was that when I asked last was 300 Broadway with the,
He did go visit the site. He did a little bit of a walkthrough and checked for the safety and security of the building. The recommendation that he did make is if they do have any type of events or anything there, that they have, I think, a fire safety person. I'm not clear on the language or anything that he's used. I have not had a personal conversation with him yet, so we're still working on fine-tuning that.
but doesn't our contract say they can't have the events until they meet all the codes?
You know, I can have Bob take a look and see if what they're planning on doing meets the intent of the.
There is
Please.
language to that effect.
But one of the things that we did a while ago is that the fire department walked through and made sure that they had the safety issues, the fire extinguishers, the emergency lights, the handrails.
All the doors were checked, all the access ways were checked.
Did they get all their permits?
Last I heard, they should be submitting a permit for a furnace shortly. But beyond that, they're still working on the fire suppression for the building as a whole.
Okay, they rebuilt the staircase there. Was that inspected and had a
I don't
permit
know
on
if
it?
Tracy took a look at that, but I know that that was one of the things with the walkthrough for the fire safety is railings.
Well, if it angles out, it has to have a width so far out from the turning point. So I just wondered how they rebuilt that.
Yeah, I know that they want to have an open house there on the 7th. They did submit information for a special event permit. However, one of the issues with that is because they're a tenant, if they're doing something inside their building, it's not necessarily a special event. It would more so be if they're using the park around the building. But as far as using the building for something that they're open to the public, it meets the fire safety, is my understanding. And obviously, people are going to be in there and they're going to be doing working.
I just when I heard something about a concert or something upstairs, and how many people, you got the capacity of that yet?
It's not a concert. There's gonna, for Maritime Christmas, they're just gonna have somebody in there just playing a piano. It's not gonna be a concert. It's not like they're gonna be, people, paying entry to get in to listen to this concert. It's gonna be one person playing a piano. Pretty much just holiday music.
Yeah, one thing to keep in mind is that they have their insurance.
Pardon?
I said they have their insurance. We have a copy of their insurance, so.
They have their own insurance.
Right.
Right.
Anything else? Hearing none, we'll move on to Commissioner privilege and liaison reports. Cheryl, would you like to start us out?
So, we were talking last night at the Community and Economic Development Board. We spoke earlier about the kayak launch that we're planning to hopefully get approved. One of the things that we would like to ask for is that if anyone would like to donate a floating dock or a jet ski floating dock, something like that for the kayak site, that would be much appreciated. If you have something at home or in your boathouse that you're not using and you're looking to get rid of it, we would love to have it. Just a reminder, too, that on Saturday, December 7th is Small Business Saturday. A lot of local businesses are going to be providing specials and incentives, and it's a great opportunity to shop local and support local on Small Business Saturday. That's it.
I have nothing tonight.
Well, the 26th is the Santa Claus Parade. Yeah, I seen it was in the paper, and I read it, but I think they missed the beginning of it. I think when we first started this years ago, we were the first lit Santa parade in St. Clair County. So, everybody come out and have fun. Hopefully it's warm enough. The Rotary Club is sponsoring the hot cocoa and cookies at the pavilion, so.
What's at
come out and
7
have-
o'clock?
7 o'clock, yeah. Well, the parade starts at 7 o'clock. I never get started with Santa Claus till about 7:30. And then we get through and everybody's waiting for us, so. But that's it.
Hey, no, I just want to ditto what Commissioner Verkaman and Commissioner Clausen had to say. We got Small Business Saturday coming up on the Saturday after Thanksgiving, and also we do have the kickoff of basically our holiday season with the parade on Tuesday. So looks like the weather's going to kind of cooperate with us, so it should be a nice evening. And so come on out and enjoy, and everybody have a nice Thanksgiving. Safe, enjoy family, friends, food. So enjoy.
My turn. I just want to congratulate the Mariners on a great season. That last game was a real thriller. We won't talk about the officiating. But that game, those young men really worked their butts off to try to win that game. And I'll tell you, the whole community was behind them on that. And we also want to say all the good things about Coach Glodich, and we're going to miss him. He can be sitting in the stands with us now, and but it's a good group, and it was a great season for them. This Saturday is the Old Newsboys Craft Show, Bake Sale, Raffle, and Food. It's out at the Rivertown Event Center. It's from 10 to 5, but it's this Saturday. They moved it, so please come out and support the Old Newsboys and girls. We've got a lot of money we got to raise to make Christmas for a lot of kids. Thanks.
Well, I don't have a whole lot. It is, we are getting into the Christmas decoration season, so, and also for us in the fire business, it's chimney fire season for us, so everybody, please be careful with, when you first light your furnaces, your chimneys and your fireplaces, please clean the flues, do the proper maintenance so we don't have to come out and visit you. We actually have been having some slight issues lately, so we don't want to lose the house over a chimney. If we can just get them cleaned and get that creosote buildup removed and have a nice safe, especially with Christmas coming along, because everybody likes to throw Christmas wrappers in there, and then it gets really hot. We've been out, I don't know how many Christmases in a row, and thank God it hasn't been a bad fire, so. With that, I don't have a whole lot, because I wasn't even gonna be here tonight, but I did come for the ferry meeting, and I wish we had better news for everyone. I think it's gonna be a very uphill struggle, but we're still working on it, and we had representatives from Senator Peters' office came in and discussed different tactics that we can do. We did meet the buyers that are interested in purchasing the ferry. But like I said, it's definitely going to be an uphill battle. And if the rumors that circulated at the Zimmer Chiropractic and the Riviera are sold, that is false. They are discussing things with both owners, but it's still very, 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 very preliminary. So let's just have a great Thanksgiving and everybody have a good holiday. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Support?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.